Hello people of YouTube. Now first of all, before I start, I want to excuse myself for my bad English. It has been a long time since I have made videos in English. I have made a lot of videos in Dutch, but not in English. So forgive me if it's a little bit rusty. I will continue to improve on it, of course. So let's get started with the video. Now at first, I thought the main problem with social media isn't the platform itself, how people use it. But now, the past few years, my opinion on it has shifted to the other way. Personally, I do still believe that the behavior of people is a big problem on the platform, and of course people should always try to behave in a good way and in an acceptable way. But I have also come to understand that the main reason why people behave this way at all is because the platform is set up in a way that promotes that behavior. And that is the important thing to remember, in my opinion. At the start of this year, I made the decision to delete my Facebook, Instagram and Twitter accounts, which was my main social media that I use. I mainly used Facebook, and I did that because I looked at what social media did to me, did to my mental health, and I saw how negatively it was impacting on it, how it was no longer something that was a positive thing in my life. And when you see that about yourself, you just need to ask yourself, what am I doing on here? Why am I still on this platform? Why am I still letting myself being held hostage on it? Now, I did try a lot of other things before I actually made the decision to delete my Facebook. That's the main important thing. I didn't actually use Instagram and Twitter all that much, but it just either didn't work or limited their usefulness in a way that just made me question why I was still on it at all. Now, the first big reason why I deleted my Facebook and other social media is because of privacy. Privacy is a right that I take very seriously personally, and the information that social media platforms like Facebook collect about everyone is so absurd, and the little information that they do not collect directly, they get by combining the info they do have or they collect it through other people. It is so ridiculous. It is not okay. I know not everybody cares about this stuff, even though they should, but it is so absurd what they are doing, and it just is not okay with me at all. I have done so much over the years to protect my own privacy in a lot of ways, and social media does not fit in that picture for me. And then you have the way that they are designed to be as addicting as possible, to keep you on it for hours and hours and hours. Social media should be a platform to communicate with people, to connect with people, not to be on for hours and hours and hours just to consume mainly advertisements that have been created by your own privacy that you've been given up. There's so little useful information on these platforms anymore, and it just isn't worth watching anymore, yet you keep doing it, and that is so absurd. And that is also a big reason why I wanted to stop. There's better things I can do with my time. And then the one that's probably the worst of all, in my opinion, I have seen so many ordinary, good, decent human beings that I thought that I knew being brainwashed by social media, being pushed into all kinds of extremes by social media, being pushed to believing all kinds of crazy and dangerous conspiracy theories with no facts behind them whatsoever. Social media blurring the lines between facts and political propaganda, and all of the polarization that it has caused in our society. If I see all of this, I cannot see it any other way than something that makes me very very scared of the future, very sad about what has happened and the disappointment that all of this has been for me. I had so much hope for it and it has completely destroyed all of it. Social media no longer promotes healthy discussion and it no longer helps people having multiple views on things, seeing things from multiple perspectives. It just pushes people into bubbles where they do not understand any other bubble anymore, where they cannot interact with other people, with other people's opinions any longer in any decent way. And as I said before, particularly Instagram has such an incredibly big effect of giving people a very distorted view of what other people's lives is like. It gives people so much bad feelings about their own lives when it isn't necessary at all, and when these views are so distorted and not true at all, and it is so poisonous. And at the same time, it creates a whole lot of people that think that they are so important because social media has created that image of themselves, that their lives is so important, when in reality their lives is only a small part of much bigger things that do matter and that we do have to strive for to make right. Now I can already see people defending platforms like Instagram and Twitter because they think, well, alright, Facebook isn't that good anymore. It's mostly old people arguing with other old people and stuff like that. It's an old platform, let it go. But in my opinion, Twitter and Instagram are no better at all. Twitter is a faster version of Facebook, where in some magical way they have managed to find a way to make even less intelligent discussion appear on their platform. People on there pay even less attention to what they're actually posting and think even less what the hell they're saying to other people. And Instagram, okay, maybe that has a little less discussion, but that is because it doesn't have any text at all. However, what Instagram does a lot worse than any other platform is giving people a very distorted view of what the world, what other people's lives is like. It makes people feel so bad about their own lives. They see all of these fancy pictures of big known famous artists with huge crowds behind them, people having a good time when they aren't, and it just gives such a distorted view of the world that is just not true, and that is just as toxic. And I could go on and on about these two platforms and how they are just as bad. Now don't get me wrong, I have seen the good sides of social media. I did not always hate it. I really have believed in it at one point. I have seen so many of my older videos on other channels reach an audience, help people, find support on these platforms. It has been such an important thing on that note, and I have found so many people that I otherwise wouldn't have found anymore, so many groups that I have been a part of on Facebook that have helped me at difficult times in my life, that have helped me give me that feeling of I'm not alone with these problems. That has been a good thing, but for me the negatives just do outweigh the positives at this point. That just has changed so much in my opinion. In short, social media has become an addictive platform that exploits people's lack of privacy awareness and ignorance to collect all of their data, and it polarizes and poisons society at an alarming rate, and we have to do something about it now that we still can. Social media became big by us over a long period of time. Over multiple years it has become this big, but we together as people can make it small too. Bigger things have died in the past, so can social media. We have to make social media know that what they're doing is not okay, and we can do that by quitting to use it all together, and then they will be put in front of a choice: either change and do become something positive for society, do become something that connects people and helps people have multiple views of things, that is something positive that we want in society, or just die like bigger things have done in the past, and like they also will if they do not change. But then we do need to act now, and that is what I want people to realize at this point. Now, of course, I do realize not everybody is going to do it from now on the next day, but I do believe that this is something that more and more people are going to do eventually over the next coming few years. More and more people are realizing how poisonous these platforms have become and are realizing that they need to do something about it. And when social media is put in front of this choice, then we as a society will have won whatever way things turn out. I thank all of you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you did so. Leave a comment what your experiences are with social media, and hopefully I will see you on my next video.